At the beginning of the story, we meet a getaway driver named Baby, who pulls his car up in front of a bank. Riding with him are Griff, Buddy, and Buddy's wife, Monica. They're there to rob the bank, so Griff, Buddy, and Monica head inside, while Baby stays behind the wheel, waiting for them, according to the plan. A few minutes later, the three of them rush back out after pulling off the robbery, but just then, the police show up. Baby immediately floors it, weaving through traffic as the officers take off after them. Baby stays calm, letting his driving speak louder than every siren. As the chase continues, Baby shows off his incredible driving skills, putting more and more distance between them and the police. Even so, the officers refuse to give up and keep trying to box him in. But, just like every time before, Baby outsmarts them, slips away, and eventually pulls into a parking garage. There, the four of them switch to another car before heading to meet their boss. Waiting for them is a man named Doc. Doc never robs banks himself. He builds every job from the shadows. Doc is a criminal mastermind who plans bank robberies across the city, hiring different crews to carry them out for him. He checks the money and sees that the crews successfully pulled off the heist. Since Baby's driving once again kept the police from catching them, Doc is pleased with the outcome. With the job complete, Doc starts handing everyone their share of the money. Griff then asks Doc why he's giving Baby a cut when the three of them did all the work while Baby only drove the car. Doc tells him they're all still alive because of Baby. If Baby hadn't gotten them out at exactly the right moment, the police would have caught them and thrown them in prison. Without Baby behind the wheel, this crew never makes it out alive. Hearing that, Griff realizes Doc is right. Even then, he starts making fun of Baby, telling Doc that Baby is weird because he barely says a word and spends all his time listening to music. Griff suddenly pulls off Baby's sunglasses, but Baby calmly reaches into his pocket, takes out another pair, and puts them on. Seeing that, Buddy joins in and starts making fun of him too. Baby never argues back, letting silence speak louder than every insult. A little later, everyone gets ready to leave, but before Baby goes, Doc takes all of his money. That's when we learn Baby owes Doc a huge debt, so after every job, Doc keeps Baby's entire share. Doc then tells Baby he only has one more job left to do for him, and after that, his debt will finally be paid off. Just like he always does, Doc hands Baby a small stack of cash before walking away. One last job is all that stands between Baby and freedom. Baby eventually makes it back home and hides that stack of cash in his secret hiding place. We then learn that Baby is an orphan. He lives with a man named Joe, whom he has chosen as his family. Joe has a physical disability and is deaf, so Baby always takes care of him and treats him like his own father. Family isn't always blood, and Baby proves that every single day. We also see that Baby keeps several tape recorders. Whenever he goes somewhere, he records the sounds around him, then comes home and turns those recordings into music. This time, he creates a track using Doc's voice, which he recorded earlier that same day. Every sound Baby captures eventually becomes part of his own music. Later, Baby heads to a diner where a waitress named Deborah works. He has a huge crush on her, which is why he stops by almost every day. From the way Deborah looks at him, it's clear she's starting to like him too, because she always lights up whenever Baby walks in. Then, one day, Baby gets a call from Doc, telling him to get ready for his next job. The following day, Baby meets Doc, who introduces him to a new crew made up of 3 criminals: JD, Eddie, and Bats. Baby's next mission will be with them. A brand new crew means Baby's next getaway won't be anything like before. Bats and his 2 partners immediately start making fun of Baby because of his sunglasses and earbuds. Baby doesn't respond to any of it, since he barely ever speaks. Doc then explains that Baby has tinnitus, a condition that causes a constant ringing in his ears, which is why he's always listening to music. After hearing that, the 3 criminals stop making fun of him. Doc then walks everyone through the plan, and once the briefing is over, the 4 of them head out to rob another bank. Some scars never heal, no matter how quiet they appear outside. A short time later, they arrive at the bank, and Bats goes inside with his crew. But as soon as they come running out after the robbery, an unknown man suddenly opens fire on them. Baby immediately slams on the gas and speeds away. The stranger keeps chasing them, so Bats tries to shoot and kill him, but Baby quickly pulls far enough ahead because he doesn't want Bats to take the man's life. Baby drives to escape while Bats is ready to leave bodies behind. Moments later, traffic brings them to a stop, forcing the 4 of them to carjack a woman's vehicle and continue their escape. As they drive away in the stolen car, they suddenly spot a police cruiser nearby. The escape isn't over, and the danger keeps getting even closer. Baby manages to lose the police and drives into a parking garage where 2 getaway cars have already been staged. The 4 of them switch vehicles and head straight to Doc. Once they arrive, Baby brings everyone coffee and notices that JD is missing. He asks Bats where JD is, and Bats casually explains that JD dropped his gun during the escape. Since that mistake could have gotten all of them caught, Bats says he killed him. One careless mistake is all it takes to seal someone's fate forever. Baby is stunned by what he hears, but since this was supposed to be his final job, he tries not to dwell on JD's murder. Before long, Bats and Eddie collect their shares and leave. Just like always, Doc takes Baby's entire cut and only only gives him a small stack of cash. Then Doc tells him his debt has finally been paid in full and that he's officially free. Freedom finally feels close enough for Baby to believe it's real. But before letting him go, Doc gives Baby one last task. He has to dispose of JD's body along with the car. While carrying out the job, Baby begins remembering his childhood. Through a flashback, we learn that he was riding with his parents when they got into a heated argument. The distraction caused his father to lose focus behind the wheel, leading to a devastating crash that killed both of his parents and left Baby an orphan. Some tragedies never stop following you, no matter where you drive. That crash also left Baby with tinnitus, causing a constant ringing in his ears. From that day on, he started wearing earbuds to drown out the noise. Back in the present, Baby visits Deborah and asks her out on a date. She happily says yes, and as time passes, the two of them gradually grow closer. For the first time in years, Baby finally finds something worth protecting. One day, Deborah asks Baby what he does for a living. Baby tells her he used to be a driver, but he's left that life behind. Later, while Baby is at home, Joe suggests that he get a job as a pizza delivery driver. Taking Joe's advice, Baby starts working as a delivery driver. A normal life finally seems possible after years spent running away. A few days later, Baby and Deborah go out for dinner. Coincidentally, Doc is eating at the same restaurant. Baby tries to ignore him, but as soon as Doc notices him, he calls Baby over. Doc tells him that ever since Baby walked away, none of his jobs have gone smoothly because Baby was always his lucky charm. He asks Baby to work for him again, but Baby refuses. Doc then reminds him that he knows Baby is broke and delivering pizzas, adding that if Baby comes back, he could make a lot of money in just a few days. Doc isn't offering a job. He's pulling Baby back into his world. Doc also tells Baby that he can walk away whenever he wants, but for now, he has to work for him. Baby firmly refuses, saying he doesn't want anything to do with that life anymore. That immediately angers Doc, who threatens to have Deborah killed if Baby refuses to help. Hearing that, Baby is terrified and reluctantly agrees to do the job. Some threats leave no room for choice, no matter how hard you resist. The next day, Doc takes Baby to a post office branch and tells him to go inside with his nephew. Doc's plan is for Baby to carefully study everything inside the building, including how many security guards are there and where all the security cameras are located. To avoid drawing suspicion, Doc sends his nephew in with him. Every detail Baby notices quietly becomes part of Doc's next robbery plan. Baby carefully looks around the post office while Doc's nephew chats with one of the employees. The employee even hands him a piece of candy. Baby walks over, and the woman speaks to him in a friendly way as well. Afterward, Baby returns to Doc and reports everything he observed. The following day, Baby heads back to Doc's hideout. The scouting job ends, but the real danger is only beginning. When Baby arrives, he sees that Doc has put together another crew made up of Bats, Buddy, and Monica. A little later, Doc arrives and explains the plan. He says there's a large amount of money inside the post office, and because it's heavily guarded, they'll need firearms to pull off the robbery. Doc then sends the four of them to an arms dealer to pick up the weapons. Every new plan pushes Baby deeper into the life he wants to escape. On the way there, Bats stops at a supermarket to buy a few things. After paying, he suddenly murders the cashier, leaving Baby completely shaken. A short time later, they arrive at the arms dealer's place, where the dealer starts showing them different guns. Without warning, Bats shoots and kills the dealer. The dealer's men immediately attack, and a fierce gunfight breaks out between both sides. Violence follows Bats everywhere, turning every stop into another battlefield. Buddy, Bats, and Monica eventually kill all of the dealer's men. Furious, Buddy and Monica ask Bats why he shot the dealer in the first place. Bats explains that one of the men with the dealer was an undercover police officer, and if they hadn't killed them first, they would have all been arrested. After that, they head back to Doc. On the way, Bats orders Baby to stop outside Deborah's diner. Afraid Bats might hurt her, Baby refuses to pull over, but Bats forces him to stop anyway, and the four of them walk inside. Baby fears this stop could cost Deborah everything she means to him. Inside the diner, Deborah takes everyone's order and looks over at Baby, but Baby never looks back because he doesn't want anyone discovering that the two of them are together. Deborah quickly realizes Baby is working and quietly takes their order before walking away. Sometimes the safest way to protect someone is pretending they don't exist. When they ask for the check, Bats quietly reaches for his gun, preparing to kill Deborah. The moment Baby notices, he grabs Bats' hand and quickly pays the bill himself. After the group leaves, Deborah finds a message Baby secretly left for her. In it, he tells her he'll pick her up at 2 a.m. for a road trip. Hope quietly survives, even while danger waits just outside the diner doors. Meanwhile, Baby and the others return to Doc. Furious, Doc tells Buddy, Monica, and Bats that some of the people they killed were actually working for him. Because of that, he decides to call off the post office robbery. Bats
Bats angrily insists they can't cancel the job. Doc then asks everyone who still wants to go through with it. Buddy, Monica, and Bats all agree, while Baby stays silent. Doc tells Baby he can leave if he doesn't want in, but Baby reluctantly agrees to join the mission before going to bed. Later that night, he remembers his promise to meet Deborah at 2 a.m., so he quietly sneaks out to meet her.
As Baby is sneaking out, Buddy stops him and asks where he's going so late. Just then, Bats walks over, carrying one of Baby's tape recorders. He's already listened to every recording Baby has made, which makes him suspicious that Baby has been working with the police. Bats starts questioning him, asking if he planned to record their conversations and hand them over to the cops. Baby explains that he isn't a police informant. Recording people is simply his hobby, and he turns those recordings into music. Sometimes the truth sounds unbelievable when everyone expects a lie instead. Bats refuses to believe him, so Baby says there are plenty of other tapes at his apartment that prove what he's saying. Bats goes there, collects every cassette Baby has made, and brings them back. Doc plays one of them and hears his own voice mixed into the music. That immediately infuriates him, and he orders someone to bring in another getaway driver instead. One recording nearly destroys the only chance Baby has left to escape. The crew also discovers that Baby and Deborah know each other. Baby desperately explains that he isn't working with the police and that he never wanted to be part of this job in the first place. He promises everyone he won't make another mistake. In the end, Doc accepts his explanation and decides to keep Baby on the crew. Baby survives the suspicion, but trust inside the crew is already gone. The following day, Baby drives the crew to the post office. Buddy, Monica, and Bats quickly head inside to carry out the robbery. While waiting outside, Baby notices the same employee who had been so kind to him before. He quietly signals for her not to go inside. She immediately senses that something is wrong and calls over a police officer. One silent warning is enough to change everything inside the post office. Moments later, Buddy, Monica, and Bats rush back outside after the robbery. Bats immediately shoots and kills the officer before jumping into the car. The crew orders Baby to drive away, but he refuses to move. Furious, Bats smashes him across the face with his gun and threatens to kill him unless he drives. Baby finally decides this nightmare has to end before anyone else dies. Fed up with Bats, Baby aims the car straight toward a parked flatbed truck loaded with steel rebar. The metal rods punch straight through Bats, killing him instantly. This had been Baby's plan all along. He wanted everyone involved in the robbery dead because he dreamed of living a peaceful life with Deborah, something he believed would never happen as long as these criminals were alive. The escape turns into Baby's desperate attempt to reclaim his own future. By now, the police have arrived, forcing Baby, Buddy, and Monica to run. Buddy and Monica open fire on the officers before stealing another car and speeding away. Meanwhile, Baby slips into a shopping mall, changes his clothes, steals another vehicle, and tries to escape. During the chase, he accidentally crashes into Buddy's car. The city erupts into chaos as every escape route begins closing fast. Police officers quickly surround them and open fire. Buddy and Monica shoot back, but Monica is fatally shot during the gunfight. While Baby runs off with the money, Buddy blames him for Monica's death and immediately starts shooting at him. Baby barely escapes, reaches the street, steals an elderly woman's car, and drives straight home. Buddy wants revenge now, and nothing else matters anymore to him. At home, Baby gathers all of his money and tries to give it to Joe, but Joe refuses to accept stolen cash. Baby convinces him to leave anyway and drops him off at a retirement home for his safety. After that, Baby heads to Deborah's diner to pick her up, only to find Buddy already waiting inside. Buddy plans to kill Deborah to avenge Monica's death. What Buddy doesn't know is that Baby is armed as well. The moment Buddy is distracted by another waitress, Baby quickly shoots him, leaving him seriously wounded. The final showdown begins, where Baby hoped a new life would finally start. Baby and Deborah then pull a gun on two guys and steal their car before heading to Doc's place, where Baby asks for all of his cassette tapes because they hold memories of the best moments of his life. At first, Doc refuses to give them back, but then Deborah walks in. Seeing her, Doc realizes that Baby is about to start a new life, so he hands over every cassette. After that, the three of them take the elevator downstairs. Doc finally realizes Baby is ready to leave his old life forever. As they reach the bottom, Doc hands Baby a bag full of cash and tells him he has to leave the country because the police are after him and he won't be able to make a fresh start if he stays. Their escape is suddenly shattered before they can disappear without a trace. Just then, three men from the gun dealer's crew show up to avenge their boss and immediately attack Doc and Baby. Doc tells Baby and Deborah to run while he takes on all three men by himself. At that moment, Buddy arrives in a stolen police cruiser and, in a fit of rage, shoots Doc dead before going after Baby. Baby repeatedly rams Buddy's car with another vehicle until he finally knocks it off the side of the parking structure. The fight reaches its breaking point as every second becomes more dangerous. But Buddy jumps out before the car crashes. He points his gun at Baby and fires several shots right beside his ears, knocking Baby to the ground as intense pain overwhelms him. Seeing this, Deborah grabs a metal rod and attacks Buddy, but Buddy catches her and starts beating her. Just then, Baby grabs Buddy's gun and shoots him in both legs. Buddy loses his balance, falls off the building, and dies. Deborah then puts the unconscious Baby into a car and drives away, and before long, morning arrives. Their desperate escape is interrupted before they can finally reach freedom. After driving a short distance, Deborah spots several police officers waiting ahead to capture Baby. Seeing the police, she starts turning the car around, but Baby regains consciousness and tells her to stop. He gets out and peacefully surrenders himself to the officers. The courtroom reveals a truth that no criminal record could fully explain. The scene then shifts to the courtroom, where Joe, Deborah, the post office employee, and the elderly woman all testify on Baby's behalf, saying that everything he did was out of desperation. Because of their testimony, the judge sentences Baby to only 5 years in prison. 5 years later, Baby is finally released from prison, and Deborah is there waiting to pick him up. And that's where the story comes to an end. Not every scar can be seen, and not every survivor is truly free. If stories that leave you thinking long after they end are your kind of journey, subscribe to KTS Mosan, because the next story might be even harder to forget.